Welcome everybody to episode 3 of our 2018 South Africa adventure. We begin our day in Muizenberg and head into the Strandfontein area to a birding area, then continue around False Bay down to Rooi Els, where we look for the elusive Rockjumper, have some lunch. We continue on to Harold Porter Botanic Garden and then over to Betty's Bay to look for the penguins, before continuing our way back to Muizenberg for the night. Our first stop is the False Bay Nature Reserve's Strandfontein Birding area. This 306 hectare site is about a 30-minute drive from the center of Cape Town. It is without a doubt the premier birding spot close to the city for both casual visitors and serious birders keen on looking for rarities. It boasts a bird list of well over 200 species, and a couple of hours spent here at any time of the year should produce a total well in excess of 50 species. We're pretty sure that we exceeded that, as it was a really great visit. We enjoyed a platform that provided a commanding view of the entire area. But I particularly like the large flocks of both greater and lesser flamingos. The lessers are a bit more pink and the greaters are larger. Can you tell them apart? Nearby is Mitchell's Plain, a subdivision of Cape Town on the Cape Flats, created during apartheid to force relocate colored, black, and other non-white ethnicities. You've heard the term townships used, but today a more politically correct term is informal settlement. There are a lot of problems here with sanitation, water, electricity, but there is tremendous economic activity that takes place both formally and informally. There's shopping centers, and Mitchell Plain has 85 schools and an estimated population of almost 1 million people. As we travel today around False Bay, you may wonder how it's got its name. Can you see the Cape of Good Hope on the far horizon? When the first explorers came looking for the tip of Africa while coming from the east, they turned north and found it to be a dead end, therefore False Bay. A common misconception is that the Cape of Good Hope is the southern tip of Africa. This was based on the misbelief that the Cape was the dividing point between the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. However, today we know that the southern point of Africa is really Cape Agulhas, about 150 kilometers to the east-southeast. This is where the currents of the two oceans come together. We enjoyed some terrific whale watching along here before heading down and into the small town of Rooi Els, where we stopped to have a bite to eat at a local snack bar. We pick up snacks, we enjoy the antics of a neighborhood baboon, and then we head out. Our next quest is to find a special bird, the charismatic Cape Rockjumper, whose numbers are in serious decline. They exist in extremely small geographic range, so finding them was very important to the more diehard birders in our group. But in spite of serious effort, including playing their call, we were unsuccessful in hearing one. Instead, I find all kinds of lovely plants here, but at some point I burn out now and then with plant identification, so please just enjoy these lovely flowers. I still intend to do my best with displaying scientific names, and I'd welcome your feedback on this. The birds tend to be a little bit easier because they are far fewer in number. Our next stop along the way is the Harold Porter National Botanic Garden, located between mountain and sea. Here's a little bit of the original audio so you can hear all the wonderful bird sounds. Big restio. Little creek flowing through here. Harold Porter is located in the heart of the Cape Fynbos region within the Kogelberg Biosphere Reserve, east of Cape Town. With about 1,600 plant species, the area contains a floral diversity per unit area that is greater than anywhere else on Earth. The garden consists of 10 hectares of cultivated gardens and 190 hectares of pristine natural fynbos. It is this pristine natural area that catches my fancy as we walk up the waterfall. By now it's raining, but my enthusiasm is not diminished as we pass giant proteas and pincushions among the native vegetation. Harold Porter is one of 10 national botanic gardens managed by the South Africa National Biodiversity Institute. Conservation gardens is the international term for botanic gardens that include both landscaped and natural areas within their boundaries. Tomorrow we'll visit another garden, Kirstenbosch, before heading west and away from Cape Town. Harold Porter has a number of hiking trails. We continue on until we get to this bridge, but by then the rain has become a little bit too much, so after crossing the bridge we huddle together and make the decision to start hiking back down to the main parking area. Into the managed garden we go and enjoy a number of interesting species. One that we'll particularly see throughout the course of this trip falls within the amarylid family. You can see how big this is next to Jeremy's foot. These are really interesting species. After we leave Harold Porter, we drive a short distance down to Betty's Bay to another penguin colony. Unfortunately, we've got there a little bit late and the gates are closed, but we are still able to enjoy some of the penguins along the way, along with this beautiful Egyptian goose. One of the things I really liked was the fact that one of the geese had little goslings that were really cute to watch. But the penguins, they just keep marching around. They'll come right up to you. They're not fearful at all, and we enjoyed them so much. From here we see some rock hyraxes, or dassies. These charming little animals are very common in rocky outcrops all throughout the area. But before long, it's time to say goodbye to the penguins and head back towards Muizenberg. We retrace our steps along False Bay and enjoy the lovely view just in time to see the sun beginning to set as we cross the Cape Flats back to Muizenberg. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and come back for episode 4, Kirstenbosch Botanic Garden, and then on to the West Coast. Thanks for watching.